juggling act of like fatherhood and work and all the other complexities of life. And you said that really well, and that like then you begin to date somebody and they're like the break you get from your life to step into their life, or you almost like step into this
It's
this
like an
territory,
alter, yeah,
almost
it's
like an alter reality of
for
like
both of you.
for sure. And then you go back to your reality of what life is like when you're not with them, and you're like, dang, I can't wait to get back there.
I mean, I think that's part of the challenge, though. I think that's part of the thing. It's still creating a space where your partner and you, one in which I don't think you and I have really even breached or even tried, but creating a space in which you and your partner can be a reprieve from what's going on in life. Like, I feel like we lack intentionality sometimes in our marriage. And I think when you lack intentionality in your marriage with connection and partnership, it is easier to become less spouses and partners and more fly by night. All right, let's have a meeting of like this, the managing.
Yeah. We say, yeah, we're gonna do that one day. Yeah, we're gonna get around to that. And there is no set date. There is no set time.
There is a reality that women who are married, who carry the majority of the weight, they are carrying the majority of the weight, and they are trying to be wives, right? If they are by themselves and they are just carrying the same weight they were carrying at home, but they're not having to be wives, it is easier. There is one responsibility. There is one thing that is no longer weighting down.
We don't have the answers. Still we're figuring it out. Through the mess and the laughter. Through the stress and the doubt. Yeah. Meaning in the faith now. Trusting God day by day. In the chaos of family. He's the truth and the way. Let's go. Marriage, kids, and questions. Yeah, we're winging it too. If you don't have the answers, we're just walking in faith with you. Marriage, kids, and questions. Every joy, every tear you're going through. If you don't have the answers, we're just walking in faith with you.
You know, I think this conversation is lining up perfectly with the topic of, you know, when life begins to just turn you into managers instead of partners, because here we are, end of the day.
No, it's not into the day. It's like into the night.
No, I said end of the day.
Oh, I thought you said into the day.
End of the day. And on one hand, I'm like, we've got to record something, or it's going to get like cold air. Like, did they just stop? Did they make it home from the last trip? Like, are they still going to put an episode out? And the truth is right now, it was either sit down and do this before we go to bed, or we'll see if we bring you something again maybe next month when we get it back around to it. And you know, it's so interesting when you begin to shed perfection, but you realize that a level of excellence is just almost like sometimes unattainable, sometimes in moments where it's like, I don't know. I'm just getting this out now.
Yeah. I mean, it's also, I've said this the last 2 years. This time of year, I don't know when this will go out, but the time of year is May, is also, I'm just saying, like April, May, June is it's like the Super Bowl of like school activities and everything. Like, it's it's like Christmas in May as far as like the amount of things that are going on and just all the moving pieces. And so it is a much more difficult season in general. Well, in my experience, for me, it is a much more difficult season of life each year. Like this is a very high stress season. It's end of the year, it's testing, it's field trips, it's field day, it's this activity, it's that, it's all this to wrap up school year, make sure you meet this deadline and that deadline. And so in general, this is a very stressful.
And then you add on this cold that we have.
Yeah.
And you add on, I almost feel like we haven't got back on track since we took an extra Monday of vacation to come back. It's almost like everything got pushed to the next day. And so we're like a day ahead of everything. So like it's Monday night, but it feels like Tuesday night, or is it what day is it? It's whatever. It's like who's and so all this segues into like how it feels sometimes managing a life where I feel like at a certain point it's just like, hey coworker, how did we end up like just managing and partnering together to like come together and do all this? And you're like, well, I don't know when this episode will come out, and I'm sitting here like, I do, like we're filming this now, it'll come out this week, like in 3 days, and it'll be like I'm gonna race to get that, and I don't. All right, I'm just gonna sit long. My Theraflu.
Although you did get us some new mugs.
I can't even appreciate the mugs right now. I did get us some new mugs, and
I like the color a lot. They're very pretty. Anyways, but yes, it's interesting when you think about it. I feel like this is something that I don't know too many couples who could say that they have not experienced this. I'm not going to say all couples because I'm sure there is that one
they be lying.
Perfect neighbor couple that
they be lying.
You know what I mean by that?
They be lying. They be lying.
But it's interesting because before you get married, right, and when you're dating, life still lives. Like you still have a lot of, and let's just say for this scenario, you're not living together. Like life lives. But I feel like your partner almost is that like reprieve from life. Like when you're dating, like there's like that break from life, right?
Oh, okay. I'm curious where you go with this. Yes. Okay. Right. I remember that.
Right. But I think when you get into marriage, right, those two things come together. Like that person who was your reprieve is now like managing a life with you. And then when you add kids, it's like there's no separation. Like it's almost like you get used to not, like you still have to make the separation. And I don't think we do a good job about, and I'm talking about me and you specifically, like where we don't make the separation of that there's still this place of reprieve that needs to exist, even though we're doing and managing life together. But we don't, like currently we don't do that. So I don't want to make it seem as if like this is something we figured out. It just had me thinking when you brought up this topic, like how do you get from partners to managers or partners to coworkers or however, like some people call it roommates, right? Like we're just kind of passing each other's by. And it's like, I think, are we supposed to still have a space that's just for partner?
I got words. I'm just trying to choose them right now. You know, yeah, you said that was too real. What you just said like hit me like bricks, because there was a time where I knew how discombobulated my life was inside of the juggling act of like fatherhood and work and all the other complexities of life. And you said that really well, and that like then you begin to date somebody and they're like the break you get from your life to step into their life, or you almost like step into this
It's
this
like an
territory,
alter, yeah,
almost
it's
like an alter reality of
for
like
both of you.
for sure. And then you go back to your reality of what life is like when you're not with them, and you're like, dang, I can't wait to get back there. And oh my goodness. All right, I didn't expect this. I did not expect this.
But I think that's
And
why
you can't possibly know where I'm at right now.
I think I do. But either way, I also think that's why some couples will be like, oh, well, we take these vacations. And sometimes it's like, okay, but I think that's them protecting or creating like this, like you're saying, this alternate reality.
Mm-hmm.
Because regardless of who you are with, I think when you merge your lives,
Mm-hmm.
when you merge your lives, there becomes this like gray area of like, okay, when somehow we've gotten like we're less partners and we're more
Now
together.
I've invited you into this crazy world I had
Correct.
already. And
And
now
you've
you're in it. You're a part of it. And there is no reprieve where we can
In
step
you.
outside of this and like do life outside of this crazy bubble I have where I'm running around with my head cut off because I got to step outside of it to go on a date with you, and you just be like a breath of fresh air. But now that you've come into my thick, dense, smoggy air of a life, now you're in here with me, and we're just like, we're screaming, and it's just like, and there are moments where I just want to take a break from it all, and
Yeah.
you're like, no, come on back, we're not done yet. And I need some Theraflu right now. and then all of a sudden, and so it's almost like the only people who aren't in this bubble with us are, oh, when your homeboys call you up and be like, hey man, you want to come out and do anything? I didn't matter what it is. I'll come out and do it with you guys because it's gonna get me a break from this. And not that my life is bad with you, or it's just that
It's life.
we're
As
managing.
Priscilla Schreier said, life is ghetto.
It's ghetto, and we're in this ghetto mess together. So it's not that I don't want to be with you, but sometimes I'm running from the ghetto mess we're in because you joined it and now you messed it all up. You used to be my break from ghetto, and now you've joined the ghetto.
No, I
Why
am
would
the
you
ghetto.
do that? You are so ghetto.
No, but I think that's part of the. I mean, I think that's part of the challenge, though. I think that's part of the thing. It's still creating a space where your partner and you, one in which I don't think you and I have really even breached or even tried, but creating a space in which you and your partner can be a reprieve from what's going on in life. Because to be honest, there are times in life is going to be lighter and that's going to be easier to do. But then there are times that life is going to be a lot heavier and is a lot heavier with just life around you. That is going to be more difficult to do. But I think you still need that reprieve. You still need that space of stepping outside of that. Stepping outside of what this kid is doing, what that kid is doing, where this person is going, what does this schedule look like? When are we going to, shoot this? When are we going to do that? When are you going to edit that? Like stepping outside of all of that. And I think even since you and I have even done the podcast together, I think it's become even more entrenched in like a coworker or like a manager. Because now,
Yeah, because I'm sitting here sometimes like, yo, can we do this? And you just like, and deep down inside, I have this feeling of like, yo, she don't want to do this as much as me, and I'm trying to carry us to this, and I'm trying to like squeeze this in, and I start getting frustrated, and I'm just like, yo, like, why am I stuck in the ghetto with all these ghetto people? And
I'm gonna need you to stop.
yo, no, you should have. I did not see this until tonight, but now it's like, now that I see it, I'm like, I can't unsee it. And not to, like, first of all, it doesn't excuse anything. It doesn't give way to anything. But there is, I'm just now realizing, I don't, maybe you knew this was going to happen, but like, it's just hit me, like, there has been this deep wow desire to get out of the bubble of ghetto. And I have spent a large part of my life running to other realities just to get out of the constant run, survival challenge of parenthood, adulthood, fatherhood, husbandhood, all the different titles that come along inside of this bubble. And when I step outside of this bubble, I'm just a dude who doesn't have a responsibility at the moment to pour anybody a drink, to make sure I've turned this off, lock this, do this, make sure that, manage that, have I secured this, have I picked up this? Like, I don't have none of those. And for a second, it feels almost like
you can breathe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the sad part about it is it's not fair to get so addicted to that life outside of this bubble that you don't want to come back into this bubble.
Well, yeah.
I mean, I'm just going to be honest.
No. Yeah. I mean, I think that's true. Yeah. But I also think that if I'm being 100% honest.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do.
I think there is if you're we'll just call it home life because we're talking about two different bubbles. If your home life has become that high degree of stress, and I think there is an opportunity to sit down and say, okay, are there things that we are doing? Are there areas in which I understand some things might be out of our control, but are there areas in which we're just not stewarding and managing well? And then I think there is also this, I think that's one part. Like, that has to be a consideration.
But hold on. When let's say if I step out or I go out or I go on a vacation or something like that in the past, because I don't think I've done that in a while, like by myself or with the boys or anything crazy like that. But like, was there ever like a jealousy of like, I can't believe he went like he gets to put his fire out and just not have any obligations, and I'm here having to do all this stuff, and then like, do you feel like bitterness or resentment ever like begin to sink in when I took a break or I left to go do things?
Not particularly, because I also countered those breaks. Like, I also took breaks. I also did the same thing.
Yeah.
I think where it wasn't really necessarily bitterness and resentment. I think where the unfairness can sometimes feel is like the amount of work I have to do to prep you for me to be gone is significant, where vice versa, there's not a lot of prepping me for you to be gone. And so the stress in which the lead up stress for me to be able to take that reprieve almost makes it feel like, is this even worth it? So that
okay,
that sometimes was a point of, we'll just say resentment. I don't know if there really was resentment. I guess I would get very aggravated, and you
scared to say you were resentful?
Well, no, because I don't really feel like it built up to resentment. It was just like, it was something that I could notice. And it was something that I knew, but it wasn't it's not necessarily something that like I pondered on or like ruminated on. I guess when I think of resentment, I think of something that I hold on to, or you hold on to. I didn't really hold on to it. It was just something I knew was the reality for me.
Gotcha.
Now, I think though where we went wrong in the past in doing that, I'm not saying that there's not space for those things, like going on vacation with the guys or going on vacation with the girls. I don't think there's necessarily not any space for that. I think what I can see now is that we didn't make space for us to do that.
I was already just thinking, like,
and so what you end up doing is it becomes a me versus them, which is me and the kids situation, where it's like, well, for me to feel like me or me, and therefore the partnership kind of still continues to separate. Like if you're focusing on trying to continue the partnership, trying to continue like the connection between spouses, then the reprieve needs to include, I think, the spouse to some degree. That is not to say that all reprieve includes your spouse, right? Like when you take time away or I take time away, that I'm not saying that all reprieve or all kind of like time, like space includes your spouse. But I do think that should be a priority because you're trying to maintain connection. And think about it. When you have like a job, right? When you're at a job and you're connecting with your managers or you're connecting with your employees about this and that, like, okay, we got this on the schedule. Is that really a connection that you're making?
No, it's just business partners.
Right. And so the same comes true for a marriage. Like when we're just connecting about the to-do list or what's for dinner or what we got going on tonight or this or that or this schedule or podcasting, when we're just connecting on that, we're just business partners. We're not actually connecting as partners.
Yeah. All right. I'm going to go ahead and take the lid off now.
Lid off of what?
I'm just going to take the lid off because you know me, I'm just going to get in there.
Okay.
You know me, I'm good for being really vulnerable and just honest. And as I'm sitting here listening to all this, I'm just thinking like I could give you some great analogies of like if that was a good one, like managers and partners, and if the managers, and it's just like I'm sitting here and all I'm thinking about now that we've gotten here, because I don't know why I didn't see this, like reading, like as we prepared, kind of say, yeah, let's talk about this. I didn't think about how when you don't create almost like a rhythm of creating that fun space where you and your partner can go back to that fun place and do those things y'all did together before you got married and you had kids and you had a lot of responsibilities. Like in your case, like I brought you into a crazy world with 2 kids already before we even got, but like on top of that, the truth is that I remember how I used to be like, yo, dating is so much easier than marriage. And I'm sitting here and I don't know why this is all just hitting me now. It's like, yo, yeah, that was because I got to step outside of my normal life to have dating life with you. But the second you came into this bubble, you became like a part of this bubble. And there was no, like, we lost that fun dating life. Mm-hmm. And because I still wanted it, but it seemed so hard for us to do it, then I began to find other people to do it with.
Right.
You knew I was going there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Saw that from the beginning.
I didn't. As you begin to explain, I was like, oh, snap. I didn't. I don't know why I did.
Right.
But as you begin to talk about it, I was like, oh, no. That's how I got here. I don't know why.
It's one way. Yes.
One of the ways.
One of many, but yes.
And I don't know how I didn't see that coming. Because I'm thinking back to like all the times in which I was trying to get out of the bubble, but it was too hard to get you out of the bubble with me. So it was just like, let me find another world. That was how my thought process was. It's not true. You know, let's be real. The feelings and thoughts we have, they're not all true. Right. So I recognize that probably wasn't true, or that was just me a cop out. But it was like, I felt like it would be too hard to get you out of the bubble when it's like one of us got to watch the kids. So let me go find somebody else that can take her place in my life, that can have this fun. And the crazy thing about it is it was the same with you. I was addicted to the time we got to spend together without the kids. I enjoyed that. I had fun. We went out, we did dancing, we drank, we did all the crazy stuff we used to do. And it wasn't really crazy. It was just like non-responsibility.
Right.
Like, hey, what time is it? Who cares? Don't the kids got to be put to bed? Not for me. I don't know who's going to do that. And the interesting thing about our life was that I had 2 kids outside of you, but I had 2 kids who had their own built-in babysitters that went with them. That sounds bad. Not babysitters. Their mothers.
Yes, but you all, yeah. Go ahead.
You nervous about where I'm going?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay. You always give me that look like, oh no, where's he going with this? And because they had their built-in mothers, I could say, hey, look, it's your weekend, it's your week. We're going out.
Right.
And when it wasn't, we just got used to like, oh, well, like, okay, we're back on now. And I don't think we ever really realized how much we didn't really have outside of other mothers. We didn't have like really a support team to like say, hey, look, you need a reprieve. You need a trip together. And me and you, we used to fight. We probably still fight a little bit. We don't fight. We just disagree on the idea of vacation versus.
Oh God.
Yeah, I know. Look, she hates this one. Like, okay.
Just keep going.
Okay.
We're not getting into that conversation.
We won't get into it. But listen, it's simply, if you could just like the poll down there below, it says, is a trip with your kids a vacation or a trip?
That's not my issue. That's not my sticking point, though. My sticking point is not that.
Just answer the question. We'd like to know, trip or vacation? Thank you. But
sticking point, but go ahead.
It's not a sticking point. But I think the only reason why I bring that up is because the fun I used to have with you did not involve them. Now, it's not that it can't involve them. It's just that it becomes a lot more work.
For sure.
That I have brought with me.
Yeah.
That I brought the ghetto to the vacation.
I think that
that's what I did. I brought the ghetto to the vacation.
And I do think that there should be room for both. Like I agree that every vacation or every trip or every out of town experience should not include the kids. That's not.
I know you don't disagree with that.
I'm not necessarily advocating for that.
I understand.
That's never been my issue.
I understand.
I also think that we have now a biological child of our own who is obviously who lives full time with us. So we don't have our built-in mothers.
Unless there's a mom right now who would like to like build into this, not that type of way, but like to build into this situation by being another mother to alleviate or relieve us of some of.
I'm not taking applications.
Okay. But I am. Continue. Sorry, I'm sorry. Like I do it with the dog too.
But we say that though, right? We have a dog, but even then, look, he just popped up.
We got a dog.
He's okay, corduroy. But I also think though, even with our older two, it's significantly changed where predominantly we have more kids here more often. Like I think in general, what our life looks drastically different now. And I think in those changes.
How so? When you say drastically different, what do you mean by that?
Well, just how the frequency in which we have the kids.
Oh, yeah.
It just looks a lot different.
Yeah.
And so, not that that's a bad thing. And not for most, but for many couples and for many, people, that's the reality is they have kids 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
I think that where we kind of misstepped and need to correct is that we didn't necessarily we didn't adapt to the changes. We just let them happen, and now we're reacting to the changes, right? It's like, oh wait, we have no space for us, but we never, because we're being more reactive than we were proactive, like realizing like this is what was happening. To be fair, it was a weird progression how it all happened. So that's fine. But I think that I don't think we were ever, and you and I have spoke about this recently. Like, I feel like we lack intentionality sometimes in our marriage. And I think when you lack intentionality in your marriage with connection and partnership, it is easy to end up becoming, it is easier to become less spouses and partners and more fly by night. All right, let's have a meeting of like this, the managing.
Yeah. We say, yeah, we're gonna do that one day. Yeah, we're gonna get around to that. And there is no set date. There is no set time. It's just like this podcast. It's gonna happen. We just gonna throw it up and hope it sticks and hope it gets done. And then then it ends up looking just like this moment right here, where it's like, we're both tired. We both don't feel like it, but it's like we done pushed this so far out that we just we go another week, they gonna be like, okay, tuning out. Like, maybe that was their last episode. They created a jingle and then they never came back after that. Like, and you would say, okay, but you know this about podcasts, but not really, because
I know what you know what about.
I would know this, but I don't know this, because it's like, regardless, I told you this. I mean, like, and I had a guest on my podcast experience this. Like, I'm going to do it no matter what. Like, I had a guy who was scheduled to come. I could have canceled. I should have canceled. I totally should have canceled. Mid-episode, I started throwing up.
Yeah,
that happened, and it was just like, I'm getting it done.
That implication, though, that implies as if that is not the same on my side.
Throw up, like we should have crawled to the mic yesterday.
I do. Yeah, okay.
We would have crawled.
First of all, I was up and about out. I was handling business. You were the one that went down.
Yeah, I should put that back on.
Yeah, just want to be very clear on that. I think yeah, I don't even know what I was gonna say. I think there's an implication as if that's not the same. I think there are a lot of things.
It's okay for you to just think, like it's okay, like if we just sit here quiet. And
no, I was
it's like you trying to think on the run.
You threw me off with the comment about yesterday, and then I started going down.
All I'm saying is that, like, yes, I think we have done a very collectively poor job at recreating a bubble outside of parenting, kids, and responsibility that we can have fun in, so that it doesn't ever have to be replaced by, like, I'm going out with the homeboys. I'm going out because I really believe that that's what it is. I mean, like from a perspective of men still needing that space to get out. We go out with our friends. Girls go out with their girlfriends. I'm going out tonight,
and there's
it's
value in that.
There is.
100%. I don't want to sit here and be like
100%
that goes away. I think that if that is replacing partner connection, if that's replacing the connection that you are having with a partner, with your spouse, I think that's the issue.
But I think that's what it is, I mean, like, and I can't speak for everybody, but I believe that for us and maybe others, we have gotten so comfortable having time with others because it is too hard to schedule, put together, and break away to have time with your spouse. And so specifically for us, we have not carved that into, and I have friends. I have one brother who's always asking me, hey, look, when are you and your wife going to step away and do something together? And I don't have an answer, because the truth is like, bro, you know what it, like me and my wife, we collectively hate scheduling trips. So that's already one thing that strike against us. Then to schedule a trip together, that's even harder.
What do you mean we collectively hate? I enjoy going on trips.
Don't we all enjoy going? Yeah, there's work that goes into getting
there.
Oh,
you're saying planning.
What are you talking about?
That's why I said,
we
what
got
do you
this
mean?
dog over here. Sorry. Okay. Where else am I gonna get it out?
I don't know. Therapy for yourself and the dog. Y'all go to therapy together.
Let's not act like we don't sometimes be like, okay, I think we might be able to get away. And then all of a sudden we look up and that dog walk up and be like, what about me? And we be like, I have never been one of those parents that has truly intentionally been like, F them kids. Because I don't use that type of language. But for that dog,
I wish y'all could see him. He is just so sweetly laying down.
that dog.
Either way, I think if I'm being honest, all those are excuses, though. They are not to say that those are excuses that do lead to where we're at. They're still excuses. I think people could look and be like, yes, but we all collectively don't like to spend the time scheduling the trip. I think there's a subset of people that like to do it. We all have, we've got to coordinate schedules and this and that. We've had to make our community. I think all of those things are legitimate reasons, and I think that they are also excuses, although they are true. And I think what I was saying in the beginning, you have to be intentional about it. You have to be forceful with it. And I think there is a lie that we tell ourselves collectively in society that if I have to force it or if I have to do all of this, it's like, what's the point? I shouldn't have to do all this.
It's not even a lie, though. I think that at the end of the day, I am just out of energy. I want the easiest escape that doesn't require a lot of energy in me. And so if somebody calls me up and is like, hey, man, we're going out to do this, it takes no energy. You already got the plan. I don't care if we sit in the car and just look at the sky, bro. Like it's taking me out of the ghetto, just for a moment to breathe. And it's like, it doesn't require me have to say, okay, what about the dog? What about the kids? And so I get what you're saying. It's like, it's excuses, but the alternative is like coming up with multiple plans, okay, you're going to go here, you're going to go in here, you're going to go here, and then you're going to go here. And I'm having to like come up with 4 different vacations for 4 different people before we can actually take the trip. And even thinking about that right now, it's exhausting. Like, I just want to take a nap from all the thoughts of like what all it takes. And I get it. You gonna do it or not, bro? Like, I can hear the voice in my head. You gonna do it or not? Hard's hard, but bro, like, by the time I finish that out, the vacation just becomes, hey, you want to go lay in bed?
But see,
Are you tired?
But that's literally
I'm
how
exhausted.
I feel before I go on vacation by myself.
I'm exhausted. Like, yeah, but when you get there though, like, if we don't put it in the oven the right way, if we don't heat up the bread, if we don't, like, you're not even concerned with that. Did you die? No. Okay, cool. Like, don't even call me if the meal didn't turn out the way it was supposed to. Don't call me if the kids decide they want to stay at school all at the same time and you got to pick them all up at different, like, hey, look, hey, I'm sorry.
What does that
I'm
have
sorry.
to do with?
I'm sorry, but did you get them? Did you pick the kids up though? Okay, cool. Hey, all right, I gotta go though.
But that doesn't.
The girls
change.
are
It's the
girls
same
are,
thing.
are pouring.
But it's the same.
Coladas by the pool. I gotta go.
But it's okay. Okay, but it would be the same thing if I'm just saying that level of frustration and stress is the same. That's what I feel every time before going out of town.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's not what I was looking for, but yeah.
I'm sorry.
I was just saying,
sorry.
like, I understand
I'm sorry.
what you're saying.
Just listen. you should, when you prepare to go out of town, you should really go into it with the if they die mentality. Like you should straight turn on
It's
your
more if
Drago
you're gonna die
and be like,
less the kids.
have you seen me die? I am a survivor. Have you not seen? Listen.
Either
I'll
way,
harbor up in here.
We're
close
way
the
out.
door.
We've really veered off.
No, we haven't. This is perfect. I needed this.
I still think.
I don't even know what the conversation is about, but this is good.
Anyways,
I needed this.
I think the point is though. I feel like the same with, you can make excuses for everything. You can make excuses for a plethora of things. You can make excuses why you don't work out. You can make excuses why you don't have time to serve at church. You can make excuses why you don't have time for Bible. So we can make excuses for everything. I think there has to be a point in which you just decide this is going to be a priority. And that it's worth the difficulty, huh?
You're exhausting me right now.
Am I?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did the whole excuses speech is just like.
Why does that exhaust you?
Because it's like. It's like, no, it's not that I want to make excuses. It's not that I don't want to do the work. This is so crazy to say. It's like after you've done all the work, I need the vacation now. But now I'm carrying all the heaviness, because I'm sure you do too. When you're like, oh, I have to prepare everything for you. You kind of carry the heaviness on the first day of the trip before you can even, and we're not even drinkers anymore, but it's almost like I need a drink right when I get there just to take the edge off, so that like I can forget that we did all that. Like pour it up, brother. Like when I walk through the door, give me the champagne. I might take it today. But it's like you're trying to come down from all that it took. And I know it's like cry me a river, bro, and like get over it. But it's like, I feel like our human reaction is to choose the easiest path, to choose the easiest option. And the easiest option sometimes is like, well, I'll just go here with them. You or you go there with them, and I'll just, and unfortunately, I have made a lot of bad decisions because I wanted to choose the easiest path, but I needed the exit. I needed the escape. I needed the break. And I still remember what the high that I got when I used to like go out with you. So the truth of the matter is I was trying to recreate that high with whoever so that I could escape the reality that had always been there. My life, the busyness, the work, everything that comes with it, just to like take a break from it all and just like whatever, be free to like live a life. And I think the part that really got me was when I thought this was not one of my greatest thoughts. It wasn't a great one at all, that I could leave the life I had in the ghetto and never come back to it, thinking that I could step out on my whole family to never leave that wonderland of no responsibilities, no kids. And that's the sad part, that I got to a point where I didn't want to come back to it because I got so far out there. And I know that's not something that we often talk about, or even something I want to necessarily even dive into today, but it's like, and this is not just, I don't think this is just a me thing. I know it's not just a me thing, but it's like, I don't think it's a man thing. I think there's a selfish point where people get to a point where they see an open door and think they can walk away from all their responsibilities. We hear it with whether it be a deadbeat mom, deadbeat dad, of like, I'm just gonna walk away from my responsibilities. I don't want to do it anymore. I want to do this. I'm addicted to this. I love this lifestyle, and I can't have this lifestyle if I have this. And it's crazy what it convinces you, the lies you begin to believe, and the road you go down when you just like are like, well, I don't want to go back there. It's not that I don't love them, but it's so hard. And I personally was thinking just about myself. Like, I was just trying to take the selfish route out. I was trying to take the selfish route. And I was ready to, like, throw away everything because it just seemed like it was just easier. And I don't know. It's not something that holds a lot of shame for me, but it's something that I've had to surrender to God, because I recognize how far out I had gone and how much I had messed up so much, all trying to be happy and have a happy life and have it outside of my family and my wife, all because it just seemed too hard and too much. And it's like, well, you can say, well, that was just an excuse. But the truth was that I was just trying to find an easier route to deal with.
I don't think I was necessarily down, like, oh, that's just an excuse. I think that in order to feel better, in order to feel lighter, in order to feel happy, we will take the easiest way out, and we will use excuses to do that. I'm not necessarily saying it's not true. I think I don't necessarily, like, when I'm saying excuses, I'm not saying that it's not real. I mean, let's just take it outside of even like a relationship. Like, when you're trying to, I don't know, do anything, like build a business or anything, do anything like that. Like, there are easy way outs. It is hard. There's excuses. It doesn't mean that those are not real. Those are not real experiences. I do think that I still go back to kind of what I said earlier. I think you have to be intentional. I think there's an intentionality that's required, that it requires a discipline to be intentional, which makes it easier to create that space within a marriage. I don't know easier. I say this all the time. Like, you've even said, we've had the conversation, is marriage hard? Like, I don't necessarily know that connecting with another person 24/7 is meant to be, quote unquote, easy. I'm not saying it needs to be excruciating. I'm not saying it needs to be toxic. I'm not, like, I want to be careful when I'm saying
life's already going to be toxic and ghetto.
Right. Like, I'm not saying that.
You're just inviting somebody on the roller coaster.
Right. Like, I don't think it's meant to be, like, it's not going to be smooth sailing. No one's life is smooth sailing, as much as they want to put up all the Instagram pretty pictures. Like, no one's life is smooth sailing. And if you're doing that life with someone else, therefore that life together is not going to be smooth sailing. And so I think that there's a lie we tell each other. That's what I said. I think there's a lie we tell ourselves, that it's supposed to be easy. How about this? Yeah.
Yeah.
And if it's this hard, or if this is hard, like, then why, like, this is not worth it.
I'd be better off by myself. That's come on.
That's mine. That's me. I will say.
I was about to say, I've heard that recently. Like, I'm better all by myself. If I got to do all this, then and
there's a level to truth to that. It's still an excuse, but there's a level to truth. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not that there's no truth in the excuse. It's just that it's an excuse to not have to.
But would you be better by yourself, though? Like, I think that's even a lie you've convinced yourself of. I think that even though it sounds good, and I'll be good all by myself.
First of all, it doesn't sound good.
It sounds good to you.
There is a. Okay, I feel like this is. This is getting into uncharted territory that we've not talked about. There is a reality that women who are married, who carry the majority of the weight, they are carrying the majority of the weight, and they are trying to be wives, right? If they are by themselves and they are just carrying the same weight they were carrying at home, but they're not having to be wives, it is easier. There is one responsibility. There is one thing that is no longer weighting down. Now, do I think that it will be better? Probably not. No, I'm not necessarily advocating that. I think it would be easier, not necessarily better.
But you say that though, as though this is like a now thing, like
What's a now
and
thing?
when you say like I'm carrying the majority of the weight, you're carrying the majority of the weight. What does the weight look like? Just let's put it out there.
In our marriage?
Yes.
Well, I manage pretty much all 3 kids' calendars regarding school. If we have something coming up and we need to figure out where this one's going or that one's going, I manage all of that. I'm managing tests and homework and making sure I'm watching the Parent Square app, which our kids go to 3 different schools, which means I get 3 different parent squares. And that is like a ton a day. In home, I manage the home flow regarding like cleaning and cooking and grocery shopping and making sure toiletries are here and all of that. I manage the calendar in the sense of like as like a family unit, like anytime we are doing something as a family, what that looks like, making sure we have like, if it's birthday parties, we have birthday gifts. If it's getting somebody to work, making sure you're good to get in, like make sure everyone knows where they're at or whatever. If we have when we have sports going on, I'm making sure that we know pick up and drop offs. And when we know, I'm making sure games, if there's anything parents have to do, I'm the parent doing it. I mean, I coordinate with her mother, but I primarily coordinate with our middle daughter's mother. I, with Harley, pretty much has all her medical. I handle all her medical, dental. Like I handle all those appointments, making sure that she's up to date with all of that stuff. I work full time and all of that. So I do handle a portion of the finances. I'm trying to think of, I also handle like certain things on my own. Like I handle my own car, like my own car servicing and making sure all that, like I handle all of that stuff for myself. I also
This is gonna be good. This is good. It's good. Continue.
Are you laughing at
me? No.
Are you saying I don't?
No. Oh. I want you to continue. Continue.
I also manage the finances. Just make sure that things are on auto pay and the money's where it's supposed to be. And recently been trying to make sure we're a little bit more conscious of our food bill and where we're spending our money. This last 2 vacations, I've kind of secured where we stay. Like, I mean.
That's 2 vacations. What 2 vacations did we take?
The one to Carolina Beach and then the one to Shenandoah.
Got it. Okay. So why do you do all that?
Why do I do all that? I feel like that is the I think I think for each scenario, I think the situation would probably be different of why I do all that. Like for instance, the cooking, that is something I truly desire to do. I enjoy cooking. I have fell in love with cooking. So that's something that like I actually am actively saying like, hey, this is something that I really enjoy doing. So there's that. I don't really know the finance side. I've never understood why I do that. I think it's more because you don't like even pay attention. It's like you like not in a bad way, but like you're just like, I don't know. Like you couldn't tell me like yes, and I just am one who just checks that kind of stuff. So I don't know if it's maybe I'm just more proactive in some of these areas. I don't think that's an excuse for you not being proactive. Let me be very clear.
No, the question was, why do you do it all? I don't have the answer for you. So
I know what I think the answer is. I don't think it's a very kind answer.
Even if it's not kind, it could be like, because you won't do it. I mean,
I don't think you won't do it. I think you have posed it as you are incapable of doing all that, that overwhelms you, and that is too much for you to keep track of.
No, I'm just curious real quick.
Sure.
Oh, no, continue.
I don't know. Anyways, go ahead. No, you're fine.
So before you were doing it all, before you were part of this ghetto bubble of ours, who was doing it?
I always have.
Before you joined the ghetto bubble.
But I think that's the coincidence, is that I joined the bubble when you were having, like when your kids were babies. And so as they grew up, that is like, that became what I did. Like I don't handle their medical stuff. Like I don't handle the kids, the older two's medical things or things like that. Primarily, well, kind of their moms handle it. Well, anyways, that's neither here nor there. Like that's not something you really primarily handle anyways. To a degree you do, but not really.
I'm just listening. Hey, listen. I'm listening while you're looking at me.
But you're smirking.
I'm smirking because this is good.
Anyways, so now like I said, because you and I have even talked about it, like even the financial, like I like to kind of have like a budget. I like to have an idea, and you're like, yeah, I don't budget. Now you're very good with your money, so
That's a good observation, because how am I good with my money if I don't budget?
No, that's what you told me.
No, I'm just curious. How have I been so
I have
good
no
with my
clue.
money
I have no clue. But again, I don't know. I have no clue. That's not, I mean.
Have you ever questioned, like wondered, like, I don't know how this guy doesn't budget. He's got an 850 credit score. He don't got no budget. He's like, he don't got a lot of bills. He got a lot of things. Like who was doing it before you came along?
No, I'm not saying, first of all, I'm not saying you're not good at these things. But also, let's be very clear. You've also sat back and just let me do it. So let's be very clear.
Message.
No.
Continue.
But so I think a lot of it, like I said, other than the finances aside, that one has always been, I don't know why I have taken but I also just think I'm in the account more. I pay attention to what we spent money on.
I'm just curious, who was cooking beef? Who was cooking the potatoes before you started making potatoes?
Okay.
No. Okay.
That's
not fair.
That was not fair at all.
That's not fair. Okay, you're right. Who was cooking the dinners before you were cooking the dinners?
Well, the way Justin would put it, was it really cooking?
Were we eating?
Yes, you were eating.
All right.
But again, yes. But even now, like you'll cook like a few dinners a week. Like it's not, if I say, hey, can you, like, that's not.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm not fighting you for it. I'm not. Listen, this is a lot. I'm trying to actually notice a trend. Not that there is a trend, because I don't think there is one. But I think if I continued on, we'd realize that it's not that you do it all. You just chose it all.
I disagree, and I think you can say that, and I highly disagree. And this is always how you turn it on.
You won't see me fight.
Huh?
You won't see me fight you.
Fight me for what?
For all the things you do.
I've actually tried to give you things, so let's not do that.
Oh no, I know.
Because I've tried to give you sports.
What'd you try to give me?
I tried to give you sports.
How did you try to give me sports?
I said when the kids were starting sports,
we only
our
got
older
one
two.
kid in sports.
No, when Justin started it first. With track.
What did Justin do?
I told you. Listen what I said.
Okay.
When he started track, I said, I cannot take on sports. I need you to handle that. And you said, okay. And nothing. You didn't watch the parent squares come through. You didn't watch it. You didn't sign up for the group me's. You didn't do anything.
I was just watching sports.
Okay. Don't do that though.
What did I do? I didn't.
You're patronizing me right now.
I didn't know the full depth to
But but here's the thing. Neither did I, because I had never done it either. But can you be honest with yourself? Like, don't sit here.
I'm listening,
Robert.
I'm okay. All right. I mean, listen. I guess my thing is, and this is just my thoughts. If it's already really ghetto and it's already overwhelming and somebody's going to come along and begin to pick it all up because it seems like it's a lot or it's not up to par or up to the standard that they would do it, then I apologize, but I'm going to let them pick it up and do it because I think what it is I'll do it better. And it's not that
That's not what it is though.
Okay. We just said that, were they eating? They were eating, but was it up to standard?
That was different though. That was different. That was different.
Okay. Was I making all the different things? The little meetings at school, the plays and everything? Most definitely. Now, did I register all the time? Guilty. I might not have registered. I might have just shown up. I might have missed that part. But the truth is that I wasn't missing anything. That's one
That's
thing.
Not true.
You've never seen me miss.
I will say this year I've seen you miss things.
What?
Your daughter has asked you to please volunteer to several things, and you have missed the deadline to sign up for all of those things.
That's because I can't show up.
That's still.
You're right.
But that's still both your daughters, because both of them wanted you to sign up for field day.
Maddie did not want me to sign up for field day. Because when she found out that I couldn't actually take part in the field day and I was just going to be there to set up, she was like, oh, never mind. I was like, say less. Never mind. I don't want to show up.
No, that's because she wanted you at field day.
Yeah, they didn't
She wanted to see you.
Yeah, I know. They didn't give
So
me
I
that
think
option.
to say...
But you're right.
I think to say that you... yes. I think... yes. That I would say... I'm not saying you didn't show up. I'm just saying there were things that required you to be attentive to something beforehand and not just show up. And because you didn't, those things did not happen. And I think that is with school, when you've got to register, we've got to buy an edu-kit for Harley before a specific date. We've got to, we've got to do all these things before a specific date that you just can't just, I'll do it when I do it. It is a more difficult thing for you to keep track of. It is not me doing it better. It is just me doing it.
Well, and I'll be honest. It's you're right. It's not that you're doing better. It's just that I have gotten, in some ways, in many ways, I have gotten very she's gonna do it. So
it's learned helplessness.
It's what? It's what? That's new for me. It's learned helplessness.
Yes, it's an education term, but yes.
And what does that look like?
People can learn helplessness. They can learn how to be helpless. If someone will always do it for them, or if they know someone will do it, they will.
Yeah, I want to sign up for that class.
No. It's not a class. It's as educators. When you are teaching and when you are educating, it is important to not do everything for your students because they will learn a level of helplessness that you have to give them the tools. But you are not my student.
Says who? No, everything you just described, I'm not even going to lie. I'm sitting here, I'm like, whoa. Wow. I have literally learned.
But that is not my fault.
No, it's not. That's not. But the beauty is that you also didn't let it fall. Because in a lot of ways,
I didn't let what fall?
You didn't let the ball fall.
No, but I will say that
it
it
became
cost me.
overwhelming, and it became so. So did you ever get really angry and bitter at me for it?
For
You're
sure.
still bitter at me, right?
I don't know if I'm bitter. You always use these resentment and bitters, and I don't ever know. But I do think
you always try to downplay it. Like, I'm not bitter.
No,
I just wanted to put rat poison in your food.
I don't know. We can use the word bitter. That's fine. I think that ultimately,
I get
it has made
resentful if I hold on to it.
It has made but because it makes it sound like I'm holding on to something. It's not a hold on. It's a reality. It's not like I'm clinging to something. Like there's a level of like, okay, you said this to me or you did this and I'm holding on to that. And that to me is what I'm thinking of, like bitterness and resentment. This is just an everyday reality. Like this is not.
I think you downplay the fact of how it affects you and how our relationship plays out because of all you're doing.
For
I think
sure.
you downplay that. I think you try to like act like it doesn't seep into like how we interact and how you would even want to interact with me. You just say, "Oh, I've let it go," but here it is. It's time for me to want to talk to him or be around him. I don't even want to talk to him. I don't want to be around him. I'm overwhelmed right now, and I just want to decompress without him because of all the stuff that I've done. Am I wrong?
For sure. Yeah, I think that's a very good. I mean, that's spot on. I think that's it. Spot on.
Yeah, the spot on part that you haven't got yet is that what drives you to that is bitterness and resentment.
Okay.
Even if you don't want to label it that. The problem is that when you don't label it that, you end up calling it something else, and it makes it okay to carry or be and live in instead of.
No, it's
really
not
is.
about it making it okay. It's also about. I think if I dwell on it too long, I think it, and I've said this, I've used this word quite a few times recently, it just becomes hopeless because I can't do anything. Like at the end of the day, I can't change you. At the end of the day, I guess I could let balls drop and maybe you would see them, maybe you wouldn't. I don't know. But at the end of the day, like I can't do anything. Like I can't change the situation if you have decided this is how you're going to approach it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And like you said, well, you choose to do that stuff. Well, no, it's more of like a forced choosal, like that I'm pigeonholed into doing this because there's no one saying, well, let me take that and then just taking it. So I think that to stop and label it, that requires a whole nother level of attention that I don't have.
Yeah.
So I think that, but even going back to like the partners and go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
I think going back to the partners versus managers, I think when I'm primarily in manager and even sometimes I'm managing you to be able to get everything together,
mm-hmm.
then I'm tapped out. Like there's no space for part. Like
yeah.
You have now become something that I have to manage.
Yeah.
And so now I'm supposed to connect with you on a partner level when I've been managing you. And this, I would not, some people say this, I would not, please understand this is not what I'm saying for you.
Mm-hmm.
But I've heard a lot of women say it's like I have another child. and it's funny, you cackle, but that is how it feels.
Yeah. No. I can see that. I can actually see it. No. It's not even about feeling. It's like I can see that. I get that. I totally get that. I get that, and I recognize that. Like, I recognize my portion of this, even down to like, I'm curious, like with me being out of work right now, like how that even plays more heavily on all of this, because it's like, yo, like, and like if I were working, would it make it any easier or would it still make it harder? But it's like when you're sitting at the house looking for work and you like, oh no, like I bet that turns the resentment up a little
I think
notch.
it's been interesting.
We don't call it that. I'm sorry. I'm just saying we don't call it that. We don't call it resentment. Like we'll eventually maybe figure that out, but we won't call it that now.
It's an interesting because you've brought this up before, and it's been interesting for me. I'll just say that because it does feel like there's been a weight shift on the finances. I feel like internally I have felt like, oh, this is all on me. Even though in reality, even what you and I have talked about and how we've structured things, it's not all on me. But there is this, like, for instance, I've had to let go of certain luxuries. Like, I've had to stop doing certain things in order to make room to be able to carry us until you find new employment. So where I may have blown off steam, whether that was helpful or not, those ways have been eliminated.
Got it. Okay.
Like, it's not like I can just go, if I say, hey, you know what? Like, I want to, I don't know, go on a spa, like go to the spa. I've never gone to the spa.
I'm leaving the ghetto to go do something outside of the ghetto, and it's on him, and we'll figure it out. Like, yeah, I get it.
But that goes away.
So now
like,
you're stuck in the ghetto with me.
But like, now even going to get a cup of coffee, I have to like know, like, we have coffee at home. I don't need to spend that money. Like,
that's what my mom always said. We got it. It's at home.
Okay, anyway.
Like, do you have coffee money?
No, actually, I don't.
Exactly.
If anyone's asking, I don't.
It's at the house.
But I guess my point is, I think that is where the extra layer is. It's less that, like, I'm mad that you don't have a job, or I'm resentful that I have to work. Like, it's more of a, there's an extra, like, a weight that I feel like I'm carrying that I did not have to carry before.
Yeah.
And it's not like I'm resentful towards you. It's just, it's heavier now. And it was already heavy.
Yeah.
And so now it's like I cannot wait till the school year ends.
Yeah.
Because it's just so, right now it's just a million different things and I'm so weighed down.
I think you're a really good camel. It just hit me like,
I'm gonna pretend like you just call me a camel.
But you're a really good camel. I mean, like, think about it. You can pack a camel down and just keep packing stuff on it. And the truth is that even if you don't pack anything on a camel, if it had a voice and could talk, it would say, hey, look, there's still room on one of my humps to put more on. And if nobody's going to do it, I'll do it. And I think for a lot of people, I think a tendency of mine is if I have done it so long, but if others want to do it, I have learned to manage or micromanage what others are doing so that they can do the work without me always. I remember when I used to have a problem with, like, letting others do it because they won't do it like me. They won't do it as well as me. They won't do it. But I eventually outgrew that because I realized it was stunning my growth and the growth of others around me, because I was always doing it for everybody, and not always in this relationship. So I don't want to make it seem like, oh yeah, I used to do it. No, I think that in a lot of ways I have gotten used to watching you do it, not because you necessarily do it better, but because there seemed to be like an enjoyment in doing it. I remember even one time you were like, and this is the crazy and the hard part about all this, that your desire is to be the stay-at-home person.
Yes.
And I'm good with going into work. But here we are, like, God just has the greatest
Uno reverse.
Yes, he's like, guess what? He's gonna be, and you're still gonna, and it's like, and I, like, look, I can't make this stuff up sometimes, the way our lives pan out and the way situations happen. But I think there is a learning lesson in all of this for both of us. And I think it's growing us, even if it's growing us in the wrong direction to get to the right direction. Like, I think that there are some things that are obvious, maybe for another person. Like, you can see certain things that are obvious with me, where I sometimes can see things obvious with you. Now, it doesn't help that I see it if you don't. Doesn't matter that I see it if you don't. It does us no good for me to be like, yeah, but like, you're like, and if you don't see it, then hey, look. But I think that in all of this, it's crazy. I used to feel like, man, I would be less of a man without a job, without provision, and now I've gotten past that idea of identity in my job. And now I'm just like, okay, how can I show up in the home and do and do more? And what I've noticed is almost like this thing of like where I'm still dialing it back because it's like, well, what can I do? And it's just like, we've talked about this of like, well, if I got to show you how to do it and what to do, but it's like, no, you don't have to show me. Yes, it's not going to probably look like how you would do it. No, it's probably not going to be the same like standard and all that. But like, if I don't do it or let me do it and it be less of, or like, then you're just going to be stuck doing it and you're going to hold
But our
on to
therapist
that.
did give you a good idea for that. Because
Okay.
yes, I do feel like if I have to sit down and make you a list,
Yep.
at that point,
Mhm.
like again, I feel like I'm still giving you there is a level of helplessness that I'm catering to, I'm enabling.
Okay.
But our therapist gave you a good idea. If you were to come to me, if I said, hey, I would like you to take over Harley's schooling,
Mm-hmm.
and you say, okay, what does that look like?
Got the parent square on my phone now. Go ahead.
Right. And you come to me and say, okay, if I'm taking over Carly's schooling, I look through Parent Square, should I be looking anywhere else? You coming to me with a question is different than me saying, okay, Robert, I need you to check Parent Square. And then every Monday she has a notebook that comes home. And then
But no, you're right. But look, this is the funnier part, is that I got Parent Square. I'm every once in a while seeing the messages that come through. I missed the important stuff. So I didn't sign up for the field day thing. It's like, how did you not sign up for the field day thing? Oh, because see, I'm not checking it the way you check it. I'm just randomly checking it. I must.
But you can't randomly check it. If you're manning.
Why can't I?
Do you randomly check your work email when you work? No. You check it consistently. They literally.
No. You check it consistently.
No.
No. You check it consistently. Don't tell me how I check my email.
You don't check your email consistently?
Hey, hold on. I don't know who's going to watch this. This is none of their business.
Okay.
But look at me. Do I check my... Listen, you are the only person I've ever seen that like your phone, your computer could be downstairs and you'll hear like ding ding and you'll be running downstairs. Me?
That's my job though. Like I am it's a call response situation. Like when, like it's not, like there are projects that I work on that are like independently, but then that's like 25% of my job. 75% of my job, huh?
So this is going to come back and bite me, man.
75% of my job is someone reaching out for my assistance and my response to that assistance.
Mm-hmm.
That is 75% of my job. And so, yes.
Same.
Yeah.
But the difference is that if everybody is, if the expectation is that I get back, my SLA is to get back to everybody within the first 5 minutes, then that is a known thing. And the truth of the matter is that makes everybody a priority. And so I guess in my field of work, I may not get back to everybody because the truth of the matter is most of, and this is honest, most of my work that I have always done comes with true thought, and I'm already putting the plane together before I even reach out to you, because I hear what you're saying. I'm understanding what's between the lines. And so by the time I get back to you, I have thought about it so much that I have got a backup for a backup.
Right.
That's just the way I think.
But that's not,
I know.
I work in a different field. I work in the legal field where one part of my job is actually a timestamp.
Right. But not to even get into jobs though. We're talking about how we respond to things.
But
and
my
so
point,
go back to the point.
But
of
the
like,
point of the schooling,
yes.
If there are deadlines in place,
mm-hmm.
if you know there are deadlines regarding schooling,
mm-hmm.
then yes, it would be a responsibility to check it daily.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
And if you don't want to take on that responsibility, that's where I'm saying, like, you not taking on the responsibility fully, it's this perception, oh, I'm taking care of it, but you're not. And so that definitely leads to bitterness and resentment, because don't say you're doing it and then you halfway do it. Nothing angers me more. Do it right, or like do it fully, or don't do it at all. I don't like when people do that. Like, if you're going to say, hey, I want to take this off your plate, don't perceive to take it off my plate, but that it still be fully on my plate. That does us no good.
Got it.
I'm just saying.
I know.
Like I don't know why you're looking at me like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just like, if your boss gives you a task,
Mm-hmm.
and you somehow, and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna do it,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't really do it,
Mm-hmm.
and the boss has to do it, then really, what? The boss doesn't do it?
No, he doesn't. When that task doesn't get done, guess who he points people back to? Now, yes, he can say, hey, look, that was my bad. I shouldn't have tasked him with that. Maybe he wasn't ready for that. But at the end of the day, I have to take full accountability for not doing the task that was handed off to me. Now, if my boss goes back behind me and begins to fix and repair and replace and doctor it up, then guess whose task it belonged to?
Okay, let me just say this then. And while I agree with you on that, I feel like with the kids, that's unfair to them. I feel like that's really, I really do feel that that's unfair, that they get to be your little guinea pigs. Of like,
my guinea pig.
No, like that was on me. Like about like a guinea pig and you taking full responsibility.
But hear me out though, and I'm just being honest. I've said this not specifically for like school stuff and different things, but just in general in life. I remember when the first time I told Josh, and I said, man, look, I ain't gonna lie. Most people won't tell you this, especially parents. But I don't know what I'm doing. So that's not to give me an out for when I mess up or when I fall short. That's to say, hey, look, I'm going to need you to grade me sometimes on my performance when it comes to showing up, when it comes to doing things, when I miss things. I need you not to hold it in. I need you to come to me and say, hey, Dad, I need you to do this better. I needed you to show up for me better. I needed you to actually sign up for this, Dad. I needed you to be on this. And the truth of the matter is same for you. If it's like, I'm not going to let you hold it anymore because you just didn't do it up to par, then you're now taking it back and I'm getting off easy.
But that gets iffy, because then if I'm coming to you when things don't go right, then it's like I'm telling you failed. Or like, for instance, like an example of this. But an example of this is like Harley had a project and I gave you that I said, hey, you're going to do this project with her.
The space one?
No, this was the TP one.
TP one. Oh, yeah.
That you did not do.
I did do.
No, you did not.
I had a plan. It just wasn't what y'all's plan was. But yeah.
No.
I remember it was like the opposite of Legos. I didn't want to do the Legos, and so.
No, the only reason we did the Legos is because you never did what your plan was. But also, it wasn't.
Don't recall, but maybe he might be right. I don't know. I can't remember.
I think you wanted to buy something. There was like whatever it was like you wanted to do, and it wasn't according to the.
What did I want to do? I wanted to do the easy way.
Right, but the rubric clearly said that she could not do it that way. So you were going to set her up for failure. And that's not fair to her. She was going to take that L for you.
She wasn't going to take an L. Yeah, I got you. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, yeah. All right.
Either way, all I'm saying is.
No, hey, look, it doesn't, I mean, trust me, it doesn't, that's not bothering me. I mean,
I think
right.
I still think it puts people in a bad position of like, I have to then grade you. And it's like, I'm not your teacher. I'm not like your, so I think, but you're in a relationship with a person. I think the truth of the matter is I think that a lot of relationships need moments where a person can say, hey, look, I know you didn't ask for a status report, or you didn't ask for or for a mid-year exam or mid-year, cross-reference of what's been going on and how you've been doing. But I think for a lot of people, relationships fail because people lack in telling them what they expected, so that person can say, man, I don't think I could have ever lived up to those expectations. Now, I get that's not in every situation, but I think a lot of times it's more of like, when I gave it to you, I expected you to handle it the way I've always handled it, and you're not doing that. And I think that is hard
to hand somebody something and expect them not to lower the standards any, because it's not that it's lower standards, it's not that you're offering less to the person, you're just not doing it the way the other person would
I disagree with that.
Okay, all right, that's fair. Okay.
I think it can look different the way that you get there. I think the path can be different. I think the way in which you know, maybe you don't check it every morning, but you check it every night. I don't know. I think the path there can be different, but I don't think that there should. And this is where you and I butt heads, and I do feel some type of way. There's this idea of, well, you should lower your standards. Would you ever tell your daughters lower your standards? No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
You would tell your daughters to lower their standards. Okay.
Yes. Yes, I would. Yes. Yes. Matter of fact.
So just accept what anybody's going to give you.
I did not say that. I said lower your standards. I didn't say
Why
anything.
should someone lower their standards? Why should you would never lower your standard. If I looked at you and said lower your standards for this podcast, you would look at me and be like, no, like this deserves excellence.
You don't have to ask me to lower my standards. Sometimes the way in which we do it says it. Like you don't actually tell a person to lower their standards. It's how you show up. It's what you offer. You're not actually saying, hey, lower your standards. You're saying, hey, look, my standard that I can offer. Sometimes the way I can show up, the way that what I can offer to you may not be to the standard you want, but it is what I have to give. And so for a lot of people,
then what is the point of having expectations?
Oh, everybody has expectations. I think.
What's the point of having standards at all then? Why not just accept what anybody gives you then? Like what you're saying is not congruent.
Okay.
For me.
Well, no. Okay. Well, here, let's put it this way. Because my standards aren't up to par, it leaves you carrying all the bags, right? Right?
I'm going to be honest with you. I don't even know what your standards are. So this
God.
That's not a fair question. You haven't shown me your standards, so I don't know.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, hey, listen.
It's been real.
I mean, I know we said we don't have the answers, but I mean, like,
just at all.
Like, help us help you. Welcome to what we sometimes dive into in our therapy sessions.
And outside of our therapy sessions.
I mean, okay, so honestly, we can laugh about this. And I think laughing is sometimes the best thing to do because it's like, let's just laugh it off. But the truth is I think this brings us to a place where it's like now, like, dang, okay, like let's just write down on a paper. I don't even know what your standards are. Like, let's build from that because I don't even know what your standards are.
Right.
I don't even know if you budget. I think you are. I hope you are. I would hope you know that I am, but you know but that's important to know. Like, hey, look, I don't even know if he budgets. I don't even know if he has standards. I don't know what he would do without me, which is why it puts so much stress on me when I leave and it's like, yeah, well, dang, I think maybe we should start there. Like, what are your standards? Because the truth of the matter is it's not that I'm asking people to lower their standards, but I'm saying based on your standards, you should know what mine are so we can even see where there's a drop off because you don't know and I know what your standards are. I know how high they are. And the truth of the matter is a lot of times
they're that high.
They're not, but I may not do it the same way. I may not do it to the standard of which you want it. And so the truth is then it's less than. Even if it's a slight drop, it's less than. And so if you're not comfortable with the baked potatoes being store-bought because your handmade are better, then now it's like I will do the extra work to make the handmade instead of eating the store-bought. And the truth is that now it's more of I just have a higher level of standard to that. So you now have to own that higher standard instead of saying, "Hey, look,
I just think it's a
I can."
dangerous thing to tell people. I just don't. When I say I just highly disagree, I don't think your standards should be unattainable. Like, for instance, I would never expect you to make homemade bread, right? Like, that's just not something you're interested in because you're not interested in it.
It doesn't matter if I'm interested in it. If somebody said, "Hey, make some homemade bread," I'm going to learn how to make some homemade bread. Now, would it be like your homemade bread?
Probably, because there's really, I mean, they're pretty consistent recipes. They don't really, I mean, depending on the bread, like, they don't. But either way.
But the truth is that why am I making homemade bread if you making it? Why am I doing it if you doing it?
Why? Because you care for this family and you care for your wife and you don't want her to hold it all by herself.
That's so true. But the truth of the matter is my wife would rather hold it all by herself.
No, I would not. And I have been very vocal that I would not.
I know.
I would not.
I know.
I've already said I'll stay home.
No, I understand. I believe you. But until my standard meets yours and the expectations of what you expect the outcome to be, I think it
because I want to be very clear. I think some of these, my biggest problem is that we have created a system in our home where I work full time and you work full time. I understand right now you're without unemployment, but for like the last 18 years, that's not been the case, right? So let's just go with, and that's not the intention, right?
Yeah.
So going forward, that's not your plan. So I think my issue is that I can't handle 100% home work. We're saying 100% because 40 hours a week is 100%, and then you just work for that. Just seems unattainable.
That's well. More importantly, it's sad that the balance of things is so off that we're both working 40-40, and then you come home and you do all the rest, and I just sit back and do. And
then when you talk about managing and partners, it's like I can't even. I'm a max.
And for the records, I just want, I was hearing some people talk about how their significant other comes home and just watches TV or watches, or plays video games, stuff like that. Like that, we can't even say that to me. I mean, like I come home and I'm editing this podcast episode. I'm editing the other podcast episodes. Like I'm creating content for all the stuff. Like there just to be realistic on what it looks like normally.
Yeah, I do think there are other areas that, I mean, that is some things that you do, yes.
But that doesn't excuse me from family duties like grocery store runs. I'm the grocery store runner, even though she says she does all the grocery shopping. She does the online shopping. You put it away. I'm the grocery store runner.
Yeah, when I forget something, you run.
I'm the runner. There are other areas, but they don't shine. Nor do I need them to shine. Nor do I need recognition for it. I'm okay with no recognition.
I don't think that the point of, well, you asked me all that I carry. I don't think the point is that you don't do anything. I think the point is the mental load is heavier on me. Like I am constantly thinking about home and this and what needs to be done and this needs to be done, and then at work I'm constantly making sure no balls drop there, and so the mental load, and so I think not having a space of reprieve with you as a connection, it literally just leaves me feeling like
you come home to your new coworker and it's like we've now picked up the second job and we're working, but this coworker over here is just like
literally kind of feels no different than my job sometimes.
Message.
Which
do you know you be dropping these little nuggets?
No.
Like,
but
somebody's gonna pick up on all of this. They're gonna be like, "Oh my goodness." Go ahead though.
I don't even know what
I know.
You gonna tell me about it later?
I'll tell you about it later.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I do think that I think that is where, and yes, what you were saying about like coming home, the coworker, but also then there being a desire to connect outside of all of that when that's still going on in my head and all that stuff has not been handled or resolved or scheduled and all that. And then it's like, okay, well, switch it off and connect with me. That can feel very unattainable and hard to do. And sometimes I'm able to do it, and sometimes I don't. I like a friend of mine described it as like we have 48 tabs open in our head at all times.
Yeah. But I tell you, it doesn't help that like the resentment is also like, how dare he right now in the midst of all that? Now I'm trying to come down. He wants to get close and all that.
I'm not whether it's helpful or not. It's the
it's
reality.
It's not about helpful.
Well, you said it's not helpful.
Hurtful, if anything.
Right.
Else.
And it's the reality. I think we can sit here and say it's hurtful, it's harmful. That yes, and it's the reality. And so, whether knowing it's hurtful, I can know it's hurtful. I can know it's harmful. And where I get hopeless and where I get spun up or where I get stuck is, but what do I do about it?
Yeah.
What can I do?
Yeah.
Because please understand, you're a partner that is having this conversation with me right now.
Mm-hmm.
I can assure you there's somebody watching this that has said, I've tried to have this conversation and this is not happening. Like there is no, there is a sense of like hopelessness of like, where do I go from here? Because I can't make someone do something different. And that's where the lie comes. It would be easier if I was just by myself.
Yep.
Because the expectation there is that I hold it all. There's not this letdown of someone was supposed to help me and they're not.
Yeah.
That letdown goes away because I'm supposed to hold it off. I'm by myself.
Yeah. No, it's true. I think the way this episode is gonna land,
shaping up,
is that it's truly gonna be in a true tone of like, we don't really have the answers. It's clear. I think this is what it was really all about. I'm sitting here thinking like now, like, man, I mean, like, and we could even turn it over to you and say, okay, like, what do you guys think? I mean, after watching this conversation, you know, she's right. It's almost like, do we need to do this conversation again? We had it already. We saw how it shaped out. But the truth of the matter is, if we walk away from it with that, then nothing will happen. I think that, as I said, there needs to be an ongoing conversation that spins from this of like, what does it look like? What are your duties? How much are you like what does your budget look like? How have you done it all this time without a budget? I don't know when you heard me say I don't budget, but no. But you know what though? Oh man. Okay. So hold on. It's so funny though, because there will be some, and I don't know where I sit with this now, because I was listening to a pastor today. I won't even say his name, and he was talking about how like what do you mean you and your wife have separate accounts? Y'all should have one joint account. Y'all should just have one account. And we do have that, but we have kept other accounts. So it's fair to say, like, I don't know if you budget. I don't know where you're, because the truth of the matter is we're handling everything. We're bringing everything into the pot, the big pot, to make sure everything is paid. But outside of that, I don't know how frivolously you were like out here. I don't know how luxurious you were with your nails and your spa dates.
You don't.
I have no idea.
And I don't know how luxurious you were with all your motorcycles and your cars.
Oh, you do. They were all paid off, but listen, they were.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. But like, yeah, you're right. You didn't know how I was, because the truth of the matter is who knows? You might have been like, but like, you don't need to buy that, or who knows? I mean, like, a lot of that stuff came in the season where I wasn't really even, like, we weren't married, so it wasn't like I was running it through you. But regardless, I think this conversation just sheds a light on the reality from the beginning of this conversation to how important it is to find some time to get away with your wife, your partner. Now I'm saying wife and partner, because I'm not saying boyfriend or girlfriend, just because I can no longer condone that.
Right.
Like it's not look.
It's fine.
I can't. Yeah. But what I'm saying is that you need to get away with your partner, not someone, your partner.
Yeah.
I recognize that I have always taken the easy route out in a lot of things I've done, and made huge mistakes because they were easier, because it was simpler. I can tell you how to mess up things and take the easy route out. I'm trying not to live my life that way, but I'm also still learning how to, like, say, all right, I'll wrestle her for this, but like, why should I wrestle her if it's just not going to be up to par? So that's something we need to probably work on, like realizing that, like, is it worth it being your standard if you have to carry it on your own, or is it okay if it meets my standards and takes it off your back? I mean, I think that's something that we probably need to like continue to talk about.
And we may find that our standards are not necessarily different. It's just the way that you get to the end is different.
But even if it's not the best, I think that there's a relief in saying, you know what, and I'm just saying this for my own well-being. I recognize that nobody was ever me. And when I handed things off to people to do it, it was never with my finesse. It was never with the way I would have done it, but it got done. And I had to find comfort in saying it's getting done. They're not me. And that's okay. Like I got to stop expecting everybody to get the Robert treatment when it comes to certain things.
But see, that's where I get confused, because you do approach most things with excellence. That's where it bothers me. You do not approach home things with excellence, and that's where it bothers me.
That's not true.
No, that's how I perceive it.
Oh no, okay, that's fair. Yeah, I think I do, but the way excellence works is that, think about it. When I first started podcasting, what did my excellence look like? Does it look anything like the excellence I do now? No, I think
behind the scenes it does.
No.
Trust me. I think the ethic it does. No, the ethic.
Yes, the ethic is always
right.
There,
you didn't have all the stuff, but you were also learning. Like, your excellence was shown in your learning. I think.
Yeah, but excellence grows over time. Like, excellence looks one way now.
Okay.
And then over time,
that's
excellence continues to grow. And so, like, that's why I've never just been comfortable with, like, okay, well, let's just do it this way today. And you look 2 years later, and I'm not doing it that way still, because I've learned new things that have grown the level of excellence to where now that I know this, I can't act like that I don't. I have to now step it up because I know better. I know more now. I've learned something new.
Right.
I've learned what it takes. And so, yeah, I think that.
And that's a good point. I hadn't thought about that. Like, there's like a growing in excellence that through repetition. Because I do struggle. Because I don't necessarily think I actually have a standard of like, oh, it needs to look like this. But I don't want my family to be let down. Whether that's you, whether that's the kids, just in general. But I know I can't stop all let down.
But
I understand.
Though,
sure.
No, can I just say this real quick? And I don't want to let you finish that.
Kanye.
Know that yes. Know that your standard that you give the kids, they may have never asked for that standard, but they appreciate it. If I do the same thing and it doesn't meet your standard, know that they may not tell you, but they'll be like, yo, I enjoyed it just as much. Now, yes, mom goes above and beyond, but I appreciate what dad brings to it too. But mom thinks that if dad's not doing it the way mom does it, then it just doesn't meet the standard. When it's like, no, I love dad's standard too. That's his standard and I appreciate it. And who knows, over the next year, his standard could grow. But he started off strong. He at least showed up. He at least did that.
I agree with that. I got you.
I'm not telling you to come off your standards and come down. I'm just saying that, like,
sometimes it does
maybe
feel
one
like
day
that.
I'll meet you.
Sometimes
maybe one
it
day
does
I'll
feel
meet
that
you.
way.
Well,
but I think that you've given me a new perspective.
Yeah. It's been good. About to lose my voice, but this has been fun.
I'm so tired.
Really? I'm just ramping up. Let's go to episode 2.
Sir.
Okay.
6 a.m. comes very early.
It does. Well, hey, thank you guys for continuing to tune in to our rambling mess. But I think that if you really listen to this, though, like, I'm serious. Like, go back and just pause for moments and just sit in it.
Yeah.
And maybe even look at it through the lens of your own relationship, the conversations you have, the conversations you haven't had. The questions, you're like, wait a minute, like, I've never even thought about it. Like, I never even looked at what it would look like if you were to do it, or if I were to keep doing it, or whatever the case may be. I don't believe sorry guys, I don't believe that something is just a obligation of my wife's. Like, I don't believe she's the only one who could be in the kitchen cooking. But if she chooses to arm wrestle me for the kitchen duties, guess what I'm going to do? You got
Don't
it.
ever do that.
Never again. Okay. Did it look bad? All right. We're gonna take that out. I'm gonna lose every time though. That's what I meant to try to say, but like that was yeah. They're gonna get me with that one. They're gonna clip me. I see it
You're
now.
probably gonna clip yourself.
They're gonna clip me, and I'm gonna have to answer for that later.
But no.
Before I say something else crazy.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. It was a good one.
No, I'm just saying thank you.
Oh.
Thank you for carrying the weight for this family. Thank you for what you do. I appreciate it. I know I don't say that often, but I've been talking to God, and I was like, seriously, I'm being serious right now. Like, come on. It always starts with talking to God. Come on now. Like, seriously. When he talks back, it's really good sometimes. He's like, yo, the way you encourage men, don't be scared to encourage your wife the same way and say kind things, even if it just starts with text messages. And that literally happened today because I noticed how I was encouraging a guy, and I was like, why is it that I can't encourage my wife the same way sometimes? What's wrong with me? And God loves to answer those "what's wrong with me" questions. But he was like, there's a fear you have in encouraging her, but maybe it needs to start small with just text messages, just thanking her. And so this is me jumping out there. I could have sent it to you in a text message, but I appreciate you. I appreciate you holding us down. I appreciate you just strong arming me for everything. Appreciate you not doubling back to see if I want to fight for it. And I recognize all that you do. I realize it's hard because there was a time when I wanted to escape it all. And I know that just wasn't fully like just selfish me saying, oh, it's not hard, I just don't want to be here. No, it was just that I am good at running away from the hard sometimes if people will let me. And so I appreciate you giving me a reason to continue to run back by sometimes making it way too easy, but realizing that I'm trying to find room for me, even if it's not up to the standard that everybody has learned to expect, because it's just dad, dad doesn't do, but the truth is that, yeah, like in order for dad to actually be able to pick it up, you got to give me room for the standard to be lowered, just so I can understand how it even looks. But this family has gotten so spoiled. No, I'm joking. Okay.
Yeah, that's actually true.
But yeah, just But all right.
Thank you for saying that.
You're welcome.
I appreciate that.
All right, let's get out of here before I say something else crazy. It's tired. I'm tired. There's no telling what could come out of my mouth.
No. Well, thank you for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
Yep. See you next time.
See you soon.